Oh hey yo, it's Sultan Shadi here again. So as you have seen earlier, we're trying to install the solar system in our house to get the maximum electricity in our house. We're in Nigeria, so if you know Nigeria, you know what it is when it comes to electricity. So and something happened. But before you get into that, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. So yeah, so something happened. But before we get into it, I'd like to read a scripture. So I'm going to read Proverbs 21 verse 5. It says, the plans of the diligent surely lead to success.
The plans of the diligent surely leads to success.
But all who are hasty surely head for poverty.
But all who are hasty surely head
for poverty.
Head for poverty.
Yes, so in view of that scripture, so
as y'all saw, we just showed y'all like the solar panels and the clips of solar and all that stuff. And to some people, we may look rich.
yeah.
That's not how we see it. In my opinion, we're not rich, right, Ben?
Yeah.
And so, but some people may perceive us that way, and we wanted to give y'all more insight so y'all have a better picture of, I don't know,
A better picture of
our reality.
our reality.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my husband just shared with me recently. He let me in on the price of the solar, and I was shocked. And so I'm going to take it from there.
Yeah, so solar is generally expensive because unlike paying for the bills monthly, paying for the electricity bill monthly, paying for the gas to power the house monthly, unlike that, it's expensive compared to that. So, and every month we're giving out this money to the government. To the government still to buy gas. And we're not reaping the benefits, you know, and we cannot have some money.
This speaks to it. The lights just went out.
This is exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So we pay the bills, we buy gas, and we still don't have enough electricity. Yeah, so
So it's like a constant struggle, and like the lights just went out, but we pay our electricity on time. It's just how things are in Nigeria. So when the lights go out, we have to use the generator, right?
Yeah.
My husband has to go out to get fuel, to get gas, and you want to tell me about that experience?
Yeah, so it's not easy, especially now going to get gas. It's not so easy because we have to stand in a long queue, and not just a long queue, the prices of gas has skyrocketed.
And when you say skyrocket, like, can you give them an example? Because in America, it may skyrocket because it goes up $1 or something.
No, it doesn't go up. Here we spend in naira, currency is naira. It doesn't go up. Like I remember last year as of April, May, it went up like 50%. Yes, it went up like 50%, and today it's gone up like 100%.
Double.
So in total, it has gone up like 150% since last year. This year, it has gone up like multiple times, and it's not going down. So spending all of that every month on gas, it's not funny. So I'll go turn on the generator like we always do. So yeah, give me a moment.
So he's gonna go turn on the generator, and then we'll be right back. But y'all just stay tuned, because I really believe that like this conversation is insightful and also honest. So we'll be right back. Also, while he's downstairs turning on the generator, I just want to share that, y'all, I value my husband so much. I appreciate him so much. It's like anytime that I think I know something, I'm brought to the reality that my husband is just way smarter than I am. He's just way smarter than I am. And I feel so grateful to have him as my head, you know, in our household. I benefit so much from his wisdom and his ability to think and to plan and to like go at something like, oh my gosh, when this man, he's always focused. But when he has like a goal, he always has goals, but just for example, like a goal, he will go full force towards that goal. And I've never seen any man be like how he is. Like it's like all hands on deck and the lights are on. But I just wanted to share that. And I really feel like the conversation that we're going to have, it really speaks to his abilities to really think logically and sacrifice in all the right ways and make sure that he and I, you know, we're taken care of. And I just feel so grateful. So I want to share that, and he should be back any minute now. Okay, don't tell him I told y'all that.
Hey, welcome back. Yeah, so this is what we're talking about, and it's so much expenses, it's so much money out there, like it's throwing money to the wind. So I did my maths and I calculated, felt like producing our own electricity would be the best. Like we could set up a system that could work for us for like at least 2 years. All at once. It's expensive because now you have to bring all that money and put it up together and set up the whole system. But the thing is, in long term, it's difficult. It's cost effective. You'd reap out the benefits in like a year and 2 months. You know, and the rest of the time, it's you're enjoying out of what your system already. So I feel like in the next 2 years we should have, at least 2 years we should have a steady electricity without, you know. So yeah, so I could, as regards the Bible passage I read earlier, so when I had shared with my wife what it cost, my wife was flabbergasted. She was flabbergasted, and she was like, all that money? She felt so bad. You know, she felt so bad. She wanted money in the account, she wanted money in our account, obviously, and she didn't know it would be this much. Like, she never knew it would be this expensive, but it's something that has to be done so that we can keep money in.
Yeah.
It's something that needed to be done. Now we can, all that money we give to the government in electricity bill and gas, we can keep it in, produce our own electricity, if possible, supply electricity to somebody else, and the person can pay us.
Wait, is that legal?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound legal.
It is.
Legal in Nigeria, but
honestly, yes. If I check our consumption in a month and I find out that, hey, we have enough to give out, we can sell. We can put a circuit breaker that can read the amount of energy a person is consuming, our neighbor is consuming, and we can say, okay, pay us, we pay you pay us per kilowatt, and whatever you spend, whatever you consume, you pay us for it. Give the person a good discount that the government won't even give. And we have our money.
Mm-hmm.
We have our money. So for me, I see it as good, you know. I see it as very nice investment for us, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you make calculations in a year, we would spend in a year of saving, we would save 95% of what we would have paid the government in 1 year. We'll save 95%. And in 2 years, in a year and 1 month basically, would have paid off the solar something, and the rest time we would enjoy it is just the benefits. It's the benefits.
And so how does that scripture apply? We actually, a brother at our hall shared that scripture in our local needs last night, and my husband brought it up in our conversation today. And so how does that apply to this conversation?
Yeah, so it says diligent planning. It calls for diligent planning. Let me go through it again. It says diligent. The plans of the diligent will surely lead to success. So I feel like it is when you plan good, when you make good plans, there's no way it won't lead to success. You would always succeed. But the plan of the hasty, the ones who are hasty, will surely lead to poverty. I'm not planning to lead myself to poverty.
And honestly, like in the conversation that we were having, my mindset was like, I'd much rather have add to our cash flow, and just get the gas, but that can be considered hasty, especially if we have the money to buy the solar. It makes more sense to buy the solar and then benefit in the long run. So to be diligent and just, put the money up front, and eventually the money will come back. So I thought that was very fitting.
Yeah, so we don't want to feel like we're rich. Meanwhile, we're giving the money back to the government. So I gave her an example. Imagine two persons giving $20,000 each, $20,000, and then the first person decided to, Mr. A decided, hey, I'm going to save my $20,000 in the bank, and Mr. B decided, okay, I'm going to make this money work for me. First of all, I'm going to spend this amount in buying what I need. Like for this solar panel, it's like I'm going to buy a solar panel system. I'm going to preserve my money. Like I'm going to make this money work for me actually. So let's say in the space of 5 years, you find out that Mr. A has paid his $20,000 back to the government. And Mr. B has a system working for him already. And then he just has to enjoy the benefit of what the system he has created. And then he's rich. Who's rich? Like, Mr. A is obviously no longer rich because he's giving the money back to the government. And now Mr. B has his 10,000. Let's say he still has 10,000. He still has 10,000 to himself. He ain't paying nothing to the government. He's not paying a dime to the government because he has created a system that works for him. So I believe that's what we did. Create a system that works for us and reap the benefit with time. Time, benefits in time. So I always go for needs rather than wants.
Yeah, and this is a need.
Yes, it's a need.
Because I was saying, in my eyes, we're still newly married. He feels we've been married for a long time, and in Nigerian time, we've been married for a long time, possibly, I don't know. But in my eyes, we're still newly married, and of course, we're building our foundation, our life, the life foundation together. So everything is at the beginning stages, and that includes, our financial planning and everything, even living together, right, babe? So, even with our clothes, like I came here with, just a carry-on, international carry-on. Whatever I can fit in there, I came with, and so my wardrobe has been very minimal and small. And my husband, before marrying me, he didn't care about fashion, you know, like, he doesn't care about that type of stuff. So, you know, our clothing is very small. And I was saying, like, you know, now I like my husband to look a certain way, you know, to be all dressed in his button-ups and stuff. And right now, you know, he's focusing on our needs and not our wants. And that's one thing that I really love about him is he doesn't care what the perception is to other people. He'd much rather, you know, have something that's real and that's genuine and that's actually working for us and us striving as a couple. And then when we finally get to a point to where we're able to pursue some of our wants, it'll be real and not the other way, you know. So
we can pursue our wants comfortably.
Yeah.
You know, if we can comfortably just go get whatever we want when we have a system working for us, when we don't have this money going into that, this money going into this money going into that, everything works for us already. So with the system, just imagine for the solar panel, for the solar system, we can now power our refrigerator. We don't need a power from the government to, you know,
or wait for the government to do it.
Or wait for the electricity company to give us electricity, or wait for gas, or go around looking for gas. So
because gas lines can be crazy.
Welcome to Nigeria, baby.
And then the shorter line of gas, the more expensive it is. You know, so it's just like they're really taking money from people who are just trying to make it.
Yeah.
And imagine having the funds to be able to put forth getting something like solar. It just makes sense to do it. So I really appreciate my husband so much. You have a phone call?
My mom, okay.
So I guess this will be the end of this video.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for tuning in, watching all the way to the end. If you watched all the way to the end, leave a watermelon in the comment. I want to know. And we love y'all. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll chat soon. Bye.
Bye. Peace. Yeah, take care. Subscribe, please.